Everybody, guess who? Wanted to start this morning off by going ahead and giving you a video tutorial on the new form, the property showing agreement. Property showing agreement. As I talked to you earlier this week, I told you that NC Realtors had released 3 updated forms in the middle of October, and that I would do a video for you about those. So this is the first one. This is the property showing agreement. I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see the agreement itself. And just want to say thank you for watching the video so much. Go to it here. And you all should see my screen there, and it shows the property showing agreement itself. So you should be able to see the form. I've made it as large as I could, so I'm up to 150%, so it should be viewable on your screen as well, I hope. It says that this agreement is between, and there's the line for the buyer's name. Please use the full legal name of the buyer. Again, the full legal name of the buyer or buyers. Make it plural. And then it says and then it says our firm. Our firm should be Paula Alban, comma, capitalized Realtors, REALTORS, followed by the copyright R. You should be able to insert that pretty easily. I'm sure you have it on your file. Services provided. Number 1, firm will assist buyer in locating and touring properties offered for sale. Describe the type and the location, and then it says a blank line, and then services provided. Let's keep reading for a second. While providing showing services, firm will represent buyer as a buyer's agent and will act in the best interest of the buyer. This is not an exclusive agency agreement. I'm going to repeat that. This is not an exclusive agency agreement. That's big. And the buyer may hire another agent at any time. This is not exclusive. So this is just for limited representation. If a buyer decides to make an offer on a property, firm may require buyer to sign another agency agreement if buyer wants firm's assistance with the offer. So first of all, first part was easy, just the names. Services provided, tell us exactly what it is that they're looking for. Is it residential? Is it commercial? Is it investment? Is it manufactured? Is it stick built? What are they looking for? Just in general, what's the type, and then what area? What's the location in which they're trying to find it? So so let's go back to the beginning of the sentence. Firm will assist buyer in locating and touring properties offered for sale in residential area of Charlotte, Mecklenburg County. Be pretty easy for you. Just get as describing the type and the location of the general area in which they're going to be showing the property. That's it. And please review with them that this is not an exclusive buyer representation. We would assign that later on if we did help them to prepare an offer. Number 2, other showing or agency agreements. Buyer has or has not signed a document with another real estate agent or firm in order to see a property. If a buyer has signed a document with another agent, buyer agrees to give the firm agent's contact information so that the firm can confirm its ability to provide services to the buyer. So this is clarification that if a buyer has already signed one of these same forms, property showing agreement, or even a buyer agency agreement, earlier with another agent, this is their due notice. Please tell us who it is so we can contact them and see if we can still provide services to you. Term of the agreement. This agreement will be effective when signed by buyer and firm and will expire at midnight on blank day. This can be short-term. This can be long-term. It can be a month. It can be a week. It could be 1 day. It could be for one property. It could be for 1 hour. Whichever you have here for the term of the agreement. This is up to you and whatever that specific buyer is wanting to do. Okay? Unless either the buyer or the firm terminates the agreement earlier by giving a written notice. So this is already simple for us to do. Don't make it complicated. We just want to fill in how long do you want this agreement to be in place? Now, this is an agency agreement. I'm going to repeat that. This is an agency agreement. It says property showing agreement, but by state law, North Carolina General Statute 93A says that every client that a broker engages with must be in an agency agreement. So this is an agency agreement. It's a new form of an agency agreement called the property showing agreement. We need to have a beginning date and an end date. So you'll see here the term of the agreement is effective when signed. So that would be today, right? And it will expire at midnight on whatever day we put here. So your beginning date will be the date that it's signed, and that'll be down below. When the buyer comes here, puts their name, their signature, and their date, that will be the beginning date of the agreement. And your termination agreement, the termination date would be right here in number 3. Every agency agreement must have a beginning date and an end date by law in North Carolina. So they've fulfilled that that request here. Written notice can be given at any time for any reason by letter, text message, email, or any other writing. Well, that's pretty good. So see if they can give consent, but in order to terminate it, it's the written notice that has to be given. Okay? They have to terminate it. Fee. Anytime that you have a fee for any agency service, it must be explicitly detailed. I almost said dictated, but it's got to be detailed. So fee for showing services. Choose only one of these, only one of them. Buyer will pay firm a non-refundable fee of whatever amount for the showing service in this agreement, or no fee is owed by buyer under this agreement. Firm may not receive compensation for showing services from any other source. That's pretty specific. So the buyer, if you just want me to show you this property, I can do so by law by using the property showing agreement. If you don't want to enter into a buyer agency agreement with me yet or with my firm yet, we can hold off until you're ready. This is how you're going to do it. Number 5, all fees are negotiable, and we have a non-discrimination clause. Certainly understand this. The amount, format, or rate of real estate compensation is not fixed by law, but is set by each broker individually and is fully negotiable. Now, in emails, if you put a sentence in all caps, it means that you're yelling at the person. We're not yelling at the client here. This is face-to-face. It's capitalized to make certain that there is a stressed importance to what the topic is. Please do not just go over this. Make certain that they understand. All fees are negotiable in any real estate transaction, and compensation and commissions are negotiable all the time. It's everything we've been doing for so long. And non-discrimination policy for the 7 protected classes. We know those as fresh corn, if you remember from your pre-license days. Fresh corn is the acronym that depicts 7 characteristics or 7 general concepts of discrimination for protection against individuals if they fall in certain classes. Fresh corn is the acronym. F stands for familial. The first R stands for race. And then the E is equal for the E and O. The O in corn is E and O is equal opportunity in fair housing. So F is familiar, R is race, S is sex, H is handicap, C is color, the O is the equal opportunity, and the R is religion, and then the N is nationality. So we have all of those here. And it says further that realtors have an ethical duty to conduct such activities without respect to sexual orientation, gender identity of any party, and or prospective party. I'm pretty certain you guys got this one figured out pretty well, but I will say, be careful with fair housing. Fair housing violations sneak up on you before you're realizing that you're even in one. Try to be more sensitive and more aware of how you're asking questions to people as well. Use gender neutral language, specifically when you ask for somebody if they're single or if they're married. I don't ask that question anymore, but I know that some of us do. And if you ask that, ask it in such a way that it doesn't offend the sensibilities of the person you're asking. For example, if you ask me if I was married, I would say, yes, I'm married, been married for 35 years. And that's exactly how I would answer you. It doesn't tell you the gender of the person that I'm married to. You all know I'm married to a man. So being homosexual, I'm very aware of the sensitivity to asking that question. But I would encourage you, asking if someone's married or not simply means, do you need 2 signatures on a listing agreement? Because you don't need them on a buyer's, but you're doing a listing agreement. But it lets you know if there's somebody else who's going to have an interest in the real property. And if they do, then it would be best to have both people present at the time that they're doing any purchase or any sale. But by law, it only takes 1 to buy and 2 to sell. So just give you a little tidbit there. It further ends up that North Carolina Association of Realtors makes no representation as to the legal validity or adequacy of any provision of this form in any transaction. It's a CYA statement. That's all it is. You actually then have the buyer down here, name. You would print the buyer's name, have them sign it, and then have them date it. And then give them, ask for either a phone or an email. I would like to say a phone number and an email. And if they would like to give you your mailing address. This information is only for firm purposes. It does not go outside of the firm. So whatever information they have here, it should be uploaded to zip forms plus account immediately as soon as it's signed. Okay. Buyer 1, buyer 2. An entity buyer, of course, if they're buying in an LLC, they can certainly do so. And then our name. So you would need our name, firm name being Paula Alban Realtors. Our license number is C39593, and our phone number is 704-513. Why don't I just go blank? 563-1919. That's what it is. Isn't it funny? You start recording, I always forget something. Yep, 563-1919. By the agent signature, I would put my name, Bruce Moyer, but I'm a non-compete BIC, so you put your name there, your license number, and then the date that you signed it. Our office address is the same. It's going to be 1816 Galleria Boulevard in Charlotte, North Carolina, 28270. Agent contact. Your phone number. That means your cell phone number. Your fax number. Well, we do have a fax line, you guys. It's an 800 number. It is 800-715-9623. And an email would be the email address that you use with Paula Alban Realtors. I want to stress that. You have signed a statutory non-employee agreement that states you would use your Paula Alban Realtors email address in all your professional relationships. I know some of you are not doing that. We'd like to enforce it. So please be using your Paula Alban Realtors email address. That's it, you guys. This is page 1 of only 1. And you can see at the bottom of my screen, or because of my closed captions, you can't see it. It does say that it's the North Carolina Association of Realtors. There's the Realtor logo, and it says this is standard form 202. It's adopted this month, October 10th, 2024. I'm sure we will have more questions as we keep using this form, but that's the overall general synopsis of what the form can do for us. I appreciate you watching the video and look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. I will stop my recording and make this available to you through the cloud or through our website as soon as possible. Y'all take care. Until next time, I'll see you soon.